What's going on, guys? This is Alex here at Sounds Around Mix, and I wanted to just share with you a little bit of myself. My name is Alex Nieves. I'm head engineer here at Sounds Around Studios, which you see here in the video. And we had this place here for about 3 years now, a little over 3 years. And we opened it up. And one of the reasons why we opened it up because we have a lot of clients that were looking for a budget-friendly studio, and that's what we are here. We are a budget-friendly studio. We're affordable, so we try to help artists and engineers and producers to develop their craft, and also not only just develop their craft, but also uh, learn how the business goes in engineering. And this video is basically about the engineering part. There's no such thing being wrong or right in engineering. Okay, so whoever tells you that, that's really not true. Okay, you can engineer the way you want to engineer. Today's world, we have modern world. We have so many neat equipment and so compact, and they sound incredibly nice. Especially for you guys that are like I call it bedroom engineers. I don't mean that in the wrong way. I was a bedroom engineer myself. I used to have a small little setup in my bedroom, with a small interface, small little controller with some automated faders, a couple of decent little monitors and a microphone, and I was the biggest thing in the planet. But yeah, you can mix any way you want to mix at. It doesn't matter what kind of platform you're on mixing, as long as you understand the elements of sound and understand how to incorporate the sound and not to overdriven it in your mix and give it space and dimension and spread things out. You should have no problem mixing in your bedroom, as long as you have some decent equipment, decent headphones that you can hear the mix pretty clean, pretty clear, and more defined. There's certain headphones out there that can give you really good sound. AKG's K240s are nice headphones. They're semi closed, so they still bleed out a little bit, but they sound really nice. They sound really great. Those might be headphones that you might be able to get your hands on, and you can mix. But yeah, guys, you can mix anywhere. You can mix in your bedroom. You can mix in your kitchen. You can mix in your dining room. It doesn't matter where you can mix at. Modern age now, you can mix anywhere. There's no such thing of having to go into a major studio and get it mixed and get it done. No, that's great. Those studios have great equipment. I mean, those are the high end stuff. But you're in a position that you can't get into the high end stuff. You shouldn't even think about those things at the moment. You should be thinking about is how you're gonna develop your craft and using what you got now in your home and develop your mixing skills to be able to get to that plateau. And guys, look, I haven't got to that plateau yet, even though I've worked in a lot of those nice studios, but they are very expensive and the maintenance is really high, because that's just the high end stuff of mixing and audio. But yeah, it's great. But you can have a great mixing even in the smallest space that you have, as long as, like I said before, as long as you understand sound, pressure, and frequencies, and get to know those type of things. And I can show you those things down the line as you progress and you start growing. And if you join me and subscribe with me, and I can help you show you a few things that'd be nice, that can help you improve your mixing. I'm not no guru mixer or producer or anything like that. I'm just an average guy, but I do this for a living, and I've been doing this for 20 plus years. But I've been around the music for over 30 something years, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. I couldn't do anything else. The business of music is just incredible. It's a good feeling. It's very emotional, and I like to see people, having a good time, and results are being done for them, and they happy, we happy, and this is just a beautiful thing. But I don't go sidetrack on all of this stuff. I definitely want to talk about is engineering, guys. Go ahead, engineer. It doesn't matter where you're at, in your bedroom, you're in the kitchen, you're outside. It doesn't matter. You can still engineer. Skills are skill sets. Once you learn and how to level your sounds and know how to incorporate the pressure in your sound into your audience, then you're gonna be like, wow, this all it took. And believe me, guys, it's not that hard to engineer. Yes, it's good to have some really nice stuff. Makes the job even nicer and make it sound even better. But I'm talking to the guys that really can't afford the high end stuff, and that's like a guy like me. I really can't afford the high end stuff. I would love to, even though I have a pretty neat equipment in the studio, but then not really the high end stuff that I would love to purchase. But of course, that comes due in time. And even though I've been doing it for quite some time, I'm still working my way up there and to be able to purchase some good stuff. And I am on my way there because I kind of like proved that I can engineer to a lot of people, and I have a list of clientels that come to me. So the money is steady, and the studio is surviving, and we're looking for a different little upgrade. So in the future, we're gonna upgrade with that, you know. But for right now, we are happy, we're content. I have a nice little Soundcraft console that we put into a real nice wooden case. Give it a little taste of the studio. It's got a really nice, the German EQs on it is incredible. And I love to mix out of the box as well. A lot of you guys mix in the box. You probably haven't even touched a console before. Believe me, guys, there's a big difference in the console because the hands-on and on the mouse is two different things. But there's no wrong or right way of mixing. So you can mix the way you want to mix. If you want to mix with a mouse and a pad, great. If you want to mix to a console, great. You're not in the wrong. That's fine. So I want to clear that out. You guys can mix any way you want to mix. It doesn't matter where. As long as you're in a good, quiet environment, okay, you have a set of nice headphones so you can control the sounds. Or if you have a good set of nice little monitors and they're inexpensive, but it sound good and flat as possible. You don't want to be colorated. You don't want to color your sound. And you have a nice and low, and you can go ahead and mix in front of it. You have an outstanding mix. Yes, acoustic does make a big difference. And you can see I have treatments in my room here at the studio. And we're adding on more treatments into the studio. Yes, that does make a big difference. It plays a tremendous role. You don't get no reflections and sounds bouncing around, all that kind of stuff. But that's if you're in what we're doing. If you're starting to put a studio and you want to be able to mix for other people, then yeah, you definitely want to start, invest into your room and to your acoustics, and get your room prepared for the equipment you're going to put in there. Yeah, that's fine and dandy. But this is more for the guys who have a laptop and a pair of headphones and a really neat DAW and a really clean interface. Yes, guys, you can mix in there. It's just a virtual world of mixing, okay? It's just an extension of what we touch with our hands. So, like I have an MPC X here next to me. Yeah, it's a physical machine, but you have softwares that do just as good. So, it ain't just because it's the machine. But yeah, the machine itself does have its own capabilities. So, but it's all on you. It depends what you need for your needs and what you need to record and mix out of. If you need yourself a tool like this, then that's something you need. But if you don't need a tool like this, you can get yourself a keyboard, which is the one I got here. It's also made by Kai. And it has pads, and it has, faders, and it's got, encoder knobs, and it's got a lot of great things on it that you can control in your DAW, which is a great thing to have in your studio. And we have one because I do a lot of the DAW stuff and a lot of editing, and so it's really handy to have this, play keys and edit the song quickly, which is great. Definitely have a controller, and if you get a controller like this, it's even better for you because now you can be able to produce and put some nice arrangements together, okay, while you have a nice keyboard, and that just goes ahead and locks into your computer, in most of your cases, or your laptop. It doesn't matter what type of platform you use, as long as you have a good platform and a decent interface, clean microphone, set of nice headphones, and a controller, you got yourself a nice studio, okay? So it doesn't matter if you have a $700 studio or a $700,000 studio. Guys, it's all in your head. The process starts here. Okay, your creativity starts in your head, and you put that into your computer, into your DAW, your creation. That's why they created those DAWs, so you don't lose your idea, and you can quickly implement it into your DAW, and you won't lose that idea, which is a great thing to do music with these days. If you had to pull out a wheel-to-wheel tape, most of you guys probably never heard of that, but it's just a wheel, it's a tape, and it goes through a machine, and it has maybe several channels, 4 to 8, up to 24 channels. It'll take forever to record through that, okay? So that's really old school recording, which they still do it these days, only particular bands that prefer to have a tape sounding, recording, That's all really that is. But these days now you don't have to go through that. So these days you can get ahead and mimic it with plugins and do wonders with that you couldn't do back in the days. So yeah, guys, you can do your stuff on the laptop and mix, and you can get super mixes out of that. I've done it many times over. Guys telling me, man, how you get a good mix to a DAW like that, man? I can't have my stuff sounding that great. And the problem is not the DAW. The problem is, understanding what compression and what limiter does and what reverb does and what delay does. You don't understand how those things are married into your mixes, when you need them, when you don't need them, how much of those things you need. So it really depends on how you treat the song with those tools. So if you if you put too much tools on it and it's just overdoing things, then obviously you're hurting more of the track than the actual track itself. So, and I've been there, guys, so I know. I've overkilled things. I was like, wow, what am I doing? And it's because I didn't understand it. I didn't know. I understand what was compression, what was reverb, what was delayed, what was this, what was that. And I started learning that as I got a little bit older, and I started learning that in the process of me producing tracks. But guys, it doesn't take a rocket science to do it, but it does take a little bit of taking your time and really understanding things and understanding how the tools work, how compression works, how this limiter works, how this gate works, how the reverb works, how the delay works, how the room reverb works. All of those plugins, or if you have an external module, do a specific task, and they do what they do. So a reverb machine is just reverb. So any reverb type you're looking for is done by that machine, which mimics into a plugin. So now the plugin becomes the extension of you. So you need to know how to marry all these things into your mix without hurting the sound, the tonality of the mix. You don't want to take away the mix. In other words, you don't want to take away the tonality or the performance of that song. You want to bring it to life, okay, as an engineer. And if you're a producer and you produce that song, that song sounds incredible. They need to bring that song to light, okay? Don't take away from it, because then now you're taking away the craft of what you're trying to present to the audience, okay? So just make sure, less is best, guys. You don't have to put a whole lot of stuff into your mix, okay? Most of the time comes in your levels and how much you want to present itself, okay? The tools are to tackle tasks in your audio. So if you hear something that's not right, then you apply that plugin or apply the EQ and say, well, let me notch that 4000K, or let me cue in that 250K, or let me do this, let me do that. That's just to help sculpture that little problem. But you don't want to take away from your performance or the vocals or any instruments. You want that performance that was captured in such a great moment, but you want to bring it to life. So as an engineer, you want to bring that to life. So you add on to whatever you need to add into your tracks. Don't overdo it with tons of plugins because they're neat plugins. No, guys, that doesn't how it works. You're only gonna take a plugin and put it into your path of your audio signal because there's something there that you don't like, or maybe it's missing something. It's missing a reverb that's been missing that in that space. Then you go ahead and apply some reverb in that space that's been missing, okay? So you don't want to put that same reverb and everything else going crazy, because that's going to just sound like one hot mess, okay? But if you want to still use the same reverb processing, then you can just go ahead and add a little bit of reverb to any other source in your mix. So this way they all could be kind of uniform. It's not 4 different type of reverbs going around with different types of algorithms, which is the way how you set it up. You have reverb have a long tail, another reverb coming around with a short tail, another reverb coming around that's just flanging. It just becomes a big noise of reverb not being organized in a way that blends in with the audio. So gotta be careful how you use these plugins. So yeah, guys, you can record in your house as long as you apply the plugins correctly. Don't overdo it. Less is best. Always listen to the track before you apply anything. Listen to the track. Open the track up. If you have it in your DAW, listen to each sound. Play everything at once. And do some leveling before you even add anything to it. Because you're going to add what you're needing to your mix. Don't add an EQ because you just want to put an EQ on it. Because maybe that's going to help it maybe shine. It might shine just the way it is. I have mixed a lot of songs without putting in any EQ or compression. And guys would look at me, man, how do you get that sound to sound like that? It's all in your ears, guys. It's how you level your stuff, okay? So don't overdo it. But yeah, you can mix anything you want to mix on as long as you keep it formal and understand, less is best. Give it some room for the next piece of device that needs to come in place to give it what it needs, that shine overall on your track, which is probably the mastering part. So let the mastering bring out the overall work that you did without adding any other more plugins just to make it more punchy, more sound. You'd be surprised what mastering can do, guys. Mastering can take your track, and even though it sounds good and the kicks are sounding pretty decent, mastering can bring all these elements right into, like I say, in your face. And you'd be like, wow, I didn't know my kick was sounding like that. Wow, the top end sounds good. Because mastering came in and they polished up the track for you and made it happen even better. So yeah, guys, don't get discouraged by thinking you can't add a plugin to that and it's not gonna sound right. Guys, you don't have to add a plugin to every sound. These tools are only to help sculpture what you're trying to get out of the sound. So if the sound has an annoying sound in there that needs to be treated, then you go ahead and pull that plugin or the tool and go ahead and work on that area. So be careful what tools you use. Too much EQing, too much compression can really make the sound horrible and take away the performance and take away everything out of the whole entire project. And you would get really frustrated because you just added too much to it. Work your way slowly. Listen to each element that's in your track. If it's your track, especially if it's your track, listen to everything you do. Because if you're off somewhere and that sounds not that good, you need to correct that. But yeah, if you have a project for somebody else, listen to the project, okay? If you hear something that's out of place, or you heard a door swing open in the middle of a verse or something like that, you'd be like, that's something you can't handle. Then you go into contact the band or the artist, whoever gave you the track, and let them know that you have that sound that's been recorded in the audio. There's nothing you can do about that. And most times you can't do nothing about that because your voice and that sounds is together in the same audio platform. So there's no way to take that out of there. That had to be on separate tracks to be able to do that. So yeah, guys, notify the person, the artist or the band, whoever gave you the track. Okay, so listen to the track because and the reason why I was telling you that because this has happened to me. I've listened to tracks and I noticed certain little things, but they were paying me to mix a track. They weren't worrying about what little things were there. And since I didn't tell them this and tell them that was in the mix and it stood out a little bit, they were really upset with me. And they didn't want to use my services again, and that was a mistake that I did, and I should have corrected that. Okay, so I don't want you guys to fall into that mistake. Okay, make sure whatever you hear in your song, is it yours or is it anybody's, and something in there that doesn't belong in there that's just interrupted in the whole process. Yeah, guys, go ahead and notify that. And if it's your thing, note it and correct it. Because the mixing can bring all that out. And then when you finalize everything on your mastering is going to bring it to a level that's going to be, for the listeners out there, that could be very noticeable. And I don't want you guys to, have that annoying little sound going through your mix. And that shouldn't be there. So yeah, guys, if you see something like that, or hear something like that, if you hear something like that, go ahead, stop it. Boop. Get it out the way. Work on it. If you can't work on it, notify the artist. If it's yours, then work on it. Get it cleared out and mix it right, guys. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that for right now, guys. I'm going to put some more video vlogs. I'm not no professional camera guy. This is just coming off my phone. Okay, with a little decent little lens. Just kind of give you, the inside scoop of what we do. But yeah, guys, I'm going to give you information. Everything's going to be formal. Good, valuable context. You don't have to go to research a bunch of things. I might be able to be the one that can help you on that. So listen, guys, go ahead and subscribe underneath the video here, and there's a little bell on the side. Tap that little bell. That's gonna notify you when I have some new vlogs, and that's gonna help you, in your music endeavors. So anything that I have on there, please feel free, read it, comment. Definitely give me a comment on anything. If there's any videos you want me to put out, anything that you lack on, and you want to see something about it, or hear something about it, go ahead, DM me with that, and I'll definitely put it together. It's not a problem at all. I'm gonna be trying to do 2 videos per week, and I'm gonna start putting them out there for you guys. And I'm gonna be showing you everything that I've learned and everything that I know to record. You name it, guys. It's gonna be a lot of great things. And I thank you guys for tuning in. And for those who already are experts, guys, I thank you for tuning in with me too. And keep doing a good job what you guys are doing. You guys are awesome. I love what you guys are doing. And if any trouble you guys got, any troubles you have in your mixes, something that's bothering you in your mix and you can't identify what is going on, or you did identify, you don't know what to do with it, DM me, hit me up, comment, tell me, hey, Alex, listen, I got this strange little sound here. What should I do with this? But it's involved in this, it's involved in that, and I can give you some maybe a few pointers of how you can work around that. Okay, and anything like that. So yeah, go ahead, go ahead, subscribe, hit the little bell. I'm gonna be giving you guys a bunch of stuff all the time. I'm gonna splur all my experiences to you guys. I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to make it happen. We only have one life to live. Let's enjoy it. Okay, let's make the most out of it. And if you're an engineer, you want to take this to the next level, go ahead and join me. I'm gonna put out a lot of videos, a lot of great things. You're gonna be really surprised. And such great techniques that I've used over the years that has worked marvelous, and I can show you guys those techniques as well. And then I'm also going to review, things, instruments and things of that nature. Plus, I'm also going to go out to some of the nicest music stores that are out there, and I'm going to go live and vlog those out and show you how you can shop also with $1,000, how you can get yourself a really nice recording studio, either for the home or for a recording room or facility. $1,000 can get you a nice little studio open. And I'm gonna show you what you need to do with that and how to get that together. And that's probably gonna be a really cool video, because it's gonna be kind of some of my tricks that I've used to record a band with $1,000 studio. And you're probably gonna like that. And a lot of great other things. It's gonna go on. I'm not a perfect video guy, so just bear with me, and I'm gonna give you all this information so you guys go ahead and implement that and apply it to your music endeavors. And I think it's gonna be a great thing. I thank you guys for joining me and holding on here with me on this video. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell in the corner so any new videos that I would put out, you'll get notified. I don't want you to miss anything. If I had this type of platform when I was a young guy, I'll be on it all day, all night learning. But I'm teaching you guys stuff that I've learned, on the years of, engineering, and a lot of great things that can really help you in your mixes and everything else you do in your music endeavors. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. You all be blessed, and I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.